Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Well, if I could have your attention for a moment, I'd love to show you guys, walk you through a slide presentation that we've done. This industry out here that you see is the masonry industry. It's not for everyone. I've been in it since I was literally this high. Worked well for me. I'm 48 now. I'm an old guy, I know, but it's worked well for me. So I would tell you, you guys have got a career decision to make here shortly. You may have college, something lined up. If you do, great. But I would encourage you, if you do that, to make sure you've got something you want to do. If you don't know what that is, give our industry a shot. I'll walk you through some slides in a moment and show you some of the averages we think you can do in our industry. It does require work. This is some of the opportunities that we have. Brick and block masons, estimator, entry-level apprentice, job site supervisor, foreman, product sales rep, project manager, quality control technician, or instructor. Over to the right tells you what each one of those positions, on average, can make a year. If you take a brick or block mason, $50,000 a year. It takes somewhere around 3 years after you get started laying to become what we consider a really good brick or block mason. But what we think is that until you become there, this third level down as an apprentice, someone with no experience can expect to make $28,000 a year. I've got a son, 16 years old. He started to work with us in July full time. This is what he's going to expect to make. If he works the whole year, he'll make a minimum of that this year. 16, no college debt, and then he's going to continue to move up. That's on him. He's 16. He's going to work as an adult. I don't set his alarm. I don't make sure he's up. I get up and go to work. I go to work early. He does it on his own. My point, the reason I say that, is he's realized that if he goes and does that, he can make okay money. He loves to snowboard. I don't know why, but he's been out. I've told him, I said, if you want to do it, he's been out, bought him a board, has been several times already this year. What he loves about it is, yeah, it's hard work, but it enables him to make money to support what he likes to do. And that's what happens with a lot of masons. I like to hunt. That might not be what everybody likes to do, but my career and what I do allows me to be able to do those things. So as we go through, we'll go over some of these maybe in a little more depth. This tells you the orange bars here actually are what we think is going to take about a year. Each one of those orange bars will take about a year of college debt. So basically over a 4-year period of time, you're going to be looking at somewhere in the $100,000 range. That's based on going to UNC. There is something, we put the orange bars together to show kind of that's where your debt would be. Again, if you're going to know a career path, it's probably a good use of your money. But the green shows, if you come in at 1 year, as I was talking about my son earlier, $28,000 is what he expects to make. So that's a $53,000 plus. You got a negative, this is a negative 25 and that's a plus 28. That's a $53,000 swing. You come on to the second year, I hope my son's making somewhere in that range, $37,000. I hope at the end of the third year, he's at the average of 41, the fourth year at $46,000. That's not for everybody, I understand, but at the end of 4 years, no college debt, Adam will be 20, and I hope he's making 50 a year doing that. Again, he got up this morning at 5, to be at our office, he had to leave home by 5:35. He was pulling into my parking lot at 5:45. He didn't have to be there till 6, but he worries about being late. He said, you know, if he's late, his boss man might say something to him, and that's between him and his boss man, not me. Even though he works for me, that's between him and his boss man. He's his own man now. So my point saying this is that to do this, it requires some responsibility. This next slide shows at the end of a 4-year period. I hope Adam that's my son's name, I hope he's made somewhere around $152,000 versus having $100,000 in college debt. If you're going to be a pharmacist, doctor, lawyer, that's probably necessary. But guess what? You've got to get out and make that money to pay that back. So that's something to think about when you're making your career choice. This tells you the green, somewhere around $600,000 we think over the course of a 10-year period of time you could make in our industry. Versus if you come out and got a 10-year period because you're losing 4 years right off the bat, got to go to school for 4 years, so all of a sudden your earning potential is only down to 6 years versus they've worked the full 10 plus you've got that $100,000 in debt. It might seem like funny math, but it's it is something that works. This tells you if you take that $100,000 loan at 6.25% interest, you're going to pay back over 5 years $117,000, 10 years $136,000, 15 years $157,000. Here's your monthly payment. For 5 years, you're going to pay back $1,956 a month. A very nice house payment that you'll be making on that. 10 year, $1,135 a month. 15 year, $871 a month. So something to think about that, yeah, if you get the college degree, great. And people tell me all the time, I'm going to get it so I can earn, it's going to help my career down the road. What if my son has an opportunity in 5 years to be that job foreman at $100,000 a year with no debt? If you go become a pharmacist and make $100,000, you're going to be looked at after 7, 8 years of working, you're going to be looked at, boy, he's doing really well. But you're not telling about the debt you got behind the scenes. Whereas my son doesn't. 5 years, maybe he's making that $100 a year. I really appreciate y'all coming. Give our industry a thought if you haven't made a decision yet. Any of these folks out here are legit people. I'd love for you to give them a call and talk to them about if you're not sure what you want to do. So we'd love to have you. Thank y'all for coming. And good luck to whatever you decide to do.